believe men when they speak the first time. Men say what they've said, we just don't listen.
Christian dating becoming a trend. We're not sure whether you want the relationship, but then it looks good because it sounds good right now to be in a Christian relationship. You're happy to talk about it, but I don't think most of the people who are in those relationships are getting something.
Do you acknowledge my emotions or how I feel? Some people, they are very quick to block off how you're feeling.
I've realized as with my personality, I tend to, there's a specific niche of individuals, which means I should work on myself. I have a type mentally. There's a mindset.
And it doesn't align with the other.
And that mindset doesn't align with me. It brings out like a really weird side of me. So it tells me there's like, hey, I need to work on myself. It's a form of idol worship. But anyway, I think one of the things I think I've found as a red flag is not finding, one of the things you mentioned, that when you meet guys who like obsess over your success. Hey family, welcome back to the Grace and Glow Up podcast, a platform where faith meets real life and purpose turns into influence. We explore kingdom identity, marketplace excellence, and leadership principles that empower millennials and Gen Zs to live holy, spiritually, mentally, and physically. This season has been about the becoming, and I'm excited about the conversations that we're having, which we intend to inspire growth, courage, and lasting impact. And as of many of you know, Season 3 has majorly been about transitions in this becoming journey, and the seasons in life where we are stretched, we are shaped in a different way, and ultimately prepared for who we are called to be. And one area where many of us experience some of the most growth and transition is in relationships and dating. And, now usually on this podcast, I sit down with one guest, but today we're doing something a little different and the setup is a little different. So I'm also excited. And the goal of this conversation is I'm not just a host, I'm also a participator of this group. We're actually doing a group discussion today. I've invited 3 amazing women to join me for a roundtable conversation about Christian dating, the realities, the challenges, and the personal growth that comes with navigating relationships, especially while trying to honor God. So we've added a little twist. At some point, we'll be picking random questions from a jar. So even me who printed the questions, I really got help, thanks to ChatGPT to come up with some of these questions. And so I haven't really read them and I tried not to read them. And because there's a lot to unpack, this conversation will be released in 2 parts. So I'll get into it with an intro and then we'll see how part 1 and part 2 goes. So before we start, I'd love for each of you to briefly introduce yourselves, your name, what you do, and what you're currently learning in this season, either in relationships, in career, whatever is a thing for you in this season.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Lydia Kuria. I am in cybersecurity industry as a project manager, and what I'm learning in this season, just becoming the best version of myself in my singlehood, and and loving God more.
Yeah. Nice.
That was lovely. Hi guys, I'm Vera. I'm so happy to be here with Ivy and these lovely ladies on Grace and Glow Up podcast. So I am a strategy and digital transformation consultant and founder of Life as Designed. So in this season, I think a lot of patience and, being intentional about what it is in terms of dating or career or whatever, life is showing up as right now. So patience and just letting, the control go and just being in that moment and just, being myself and whatever that would look like.
Nice.
Cool.
Hi.
The queen herself.
My name is Mercy, and I'm a business development manager in the education industry. I am currently learning how to, like Vera said, let go of things.
Yeah.
Stop doing things in my own time. Stop giving myself deadlines that are impossible.
Yeah.
We do have a a God that can do everything that is impossible. But at the same time, in the human form, I'm really letting go of having that control over time and trying to get things done, and just living in the moment.
Nice. And yeah, if you're new to the podcast, my name is Ivy Cachero. I hadn't mentioned that. So I am in the cybersecurity space, if you don't know me. But what am I learning in this season? I would say, as the season of the podcast is, I think I'm on the same page with the becoming. And I think it's just realizing how multifaceted like we are. Yeah. And becoming means there are certain areas of our lives that we haven't fully explored in terms of identity. Yeah. And so trying to see how that shows up in my life. So really out there, really trying to explore and put myself out there. So this is part of the becoming journey. So thanks for the intro. Also, just a shout out, it matters the nationalities on the table. I'm Kenyan. Lydia is Kenyan.
Tanzanian.
Yeah, Tanzanian what? You have
Tanzanian, Sudanese, Malawian, South African.
We'll stick to Tanzanian.
Passport. Yeah. And I'm then, Nigerian.
Yeah. So I try to keep a bit of diversity, because if I brought all my peeps, we'd end up maybe speaking Swahili on this podcast.
That's true.
Yeah. So an opening reflection question. Mm-hmm. When you hear the phrase Christian dating, what thoughts or emotions come up for you?
I would say when I hear that, being
I know what you're thinking.
Being intentional, and I guess a lot of people in the Christian faith, they would say, being patient is one of the key things that they have to have, because it's so dynamic in this space. You have to be intentional. You have to be patient with the Christian dating, because the experiences are quite unique, I can say. So
the way she laughed, I thought she was gonna use a different word.
I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to be,
Because for me, the reason why I'm saying this is Christian. When you say patient, like even in the minus the Christian, it has to be still intentional. But the stereotypical thing is when someone says, I'm trying to date the godly way, the thing that stands out for me is this person is waiting until marriage.
Yeah.
And then the rest, purity. And then the rest, and then,
that's why I'm saying patient. Because,
you still have to be patient.
Yeah. What about you, Lydia?
Purity.
That's the same. Yeah, I think it's a cliche.
Yeah, it's like walking in purity, but also purposeful and intentional.
Yeah.
And I think also Christian dating needs to be very short and quick.
Yeah. Christian dating needs timelines, because till when?
Dating, though, is that what they say in the Christian space?
Yeah. Now, I mean, have you ever had saying, "Oh, I'm courting Ivy"?
Because so many people in the Christian faith, they would tell you rather, like, don't date as much, just make sure you're ready for marriage. So that's why I'm saying that, like, they view dating differently. So dating is essentially like exploring.
Oh, that's the definition, Christian definition. So then how do we put Christian on the dating?
So that is why I asked that question. So
there's no such. So you're trying to say in the Christian space, in some circles, the idea of Christian dating doesn't exist. It's either courtship or marriage.
Basically.
Yeah. Good for them. Good for those circles. What has been one challenge you've personally experienced when navigating dating while trying to honor your faith?
Wow. I think for me, it would be like the timeline, right?
Yeah.
You're expected to have known at a certain time. You can't prolong that period.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if you do prolong it, then they start wondering, like, what's going on? Like, if you're not getting married, it's hard for people to think that you can't even do it the Christian way, because they're like, why would you wait 2 years? Are you sure
you're waiting?
You're waiting, So it would just be the timeline of things. You have that pressure to want to have to get married because people don't believe that you can actually just get to know a person for a long time.
Yeah. Especially someone who's romantically interested.
Yes.
Yeah. Vera?
The challenge.
Yeah. What would you say has been a challenge you personally experienced?
Because for Christians, our goal is to make the right decision, right? Marry the right person, not prolong it as much, because that exposes a lot of things, like in terms of, are you going to be celibate? Are you going to, be physically, involved? Yeah. So when it comes to this, and being that dating is dating, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, people are expecting sexual relations from other person in a relationship.
Even in the church.
Even in the church. So that is sort of a challenge if you are trying to honor your body and honor God whilst dating. So I think that is a challenge for me.
Yeah.
So wanting to, have that purity, wanting to maintain that, and obviously wanting to date, and of course with the intention of being married. Yeah. So those are
the challenges,
like the challenge that most people would face. Yeah.
You would face.
Myself included. I don't know for other people.
You're right. Because the question was for you, not for other people.
So I have, this is from my perspective, and I think a lot of people will relate to that.
I think my challenge is I'm quite, I'm a very forward person, right? And also very intentional and all those things. So I think it's quite hard for me to find somebody who's in the same wavelength with me, and also considering that I'm also involving purity at the highest level of purity. So I think to just find people who are mentally where you are, even in the Christian challenge, it's very hard. It's really hard, and also because I've already said it, I can't date for too long. I don't like the dating for too long.
Sure.
So I don't know how many people are willing to keep it short, quick and sweet. Let's get to know each other and let's get it moving. And how many people are able to show up honestly and just experience that that season of dating very short. So I guess that's my challenge.
Yeah, because that is, I think, a common feel. I think one of the things I relate with is one, I think the things you guys have mentioned are like underlying issues for me when in the sense that where we hope to find like godly men, which is in the church, we find men who basically are in the church but haven't fully like embraced what it is to walk with God in terms of even relationships. They're also trying to maybe figure it out or are learning. And so it's like I think we've attended so many programs and we've been taught a lot in terms of what to expect, but we don't have men showing up with the same mindset of the kind of women they're looking for. So if you ask me, like, I've realized that a lot of the guys that you would say are called suitors within the church end up like dating women outside of the church. And then so you're like, okay, so am I supposed to go find a guy outside the church? And then when you do find a guy outside the church, then it becomes a type of compromise situation. So then it's usually like a gamble for values and principles in the name of commitment. Sometimes you end up putting yourself in a situation where you have to contemplate the idea of salvation and what that looks like in your walk, so to speak. So it becomes harder even trying to choose a partner.
True.
Oh, great. So I'll go to what the dating landscape is before we get into the prompts. What do you think many women of faith feel dating has become? Why do you think many women of the faith feel dating has become more challenging? I think I've already said a bit of it, but why do you think it's become challenging right now?
People are tired. Like, people are tired. They're impatient. They don't want to just go through it, It's gone to a point where it's just like, okay, God, you're looking to God, but also in reality, like, everybody's just, they've gone through it. Right? And they're just, they don't want to keep going through it.
It's like when it comes, it comes right now.
It comes, but I'm not going to put myself through it. Because of the past experiences that people would have gone through.
So essentially a lot of people are traumatized.
They're traumatized. Yes, that's a good word.
Okay. No, I'm just...
is that your...
No, I'm just
what's yours?
Bringing out that point that she just mentioned. I think a lot of people don't have good values.
Genuinely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Both
think
men and women, to be honest.
yeah. Honestly, I'm not talking about just men right now. I mean, overall.
Although we are women saying this,
Yeah.
but I think genuinely there's a struggle.
There's a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, people, like a lot of people don't align in terms of, actually, I think that's a lot of challenge that people would face. Like, people are misaligned.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Values are not the same.
Yeah.
And people don't even communicate properly.
Yeah.
What are their intentions for what it is they want to start? So it's just so complicated by these, factors that are there or that exist. So it's just important to, let's be more open and of course have the healing. Like, I know the healing thing is oversaid, but you have to heal first. You have to know what you're looking for, and then make sure that you have someone that aligns with that. And then we'll have more intentional, dating and relationships.
Interesting.
I think it's a challenge for Christian women. I think I constantly have to remind myself that the church is a hospital.
True.
Everybody is coming in broken, right? And everybody is looking for healing.
True.
And I also feel like right now in this generation, Christian dating has become, I think it's a trend. It's becoming a trend. And because it's becoming a trend, there's a quickness to getting into a relationship before truly knowing you really want to be into it. So I think both parties suffer because we're not sure whether you want a relationship, but then it looks good because it sounds good right now to be in a Christian relationship. You're happy to talk about it, but I don't think most of the people who are in those relationships are getting something out of it. And that is why we have so many people in the church who continue to get broken in those relationships. So I think
that may be it.
Hurt people hurt people.
But interestingly, because the question said, why do you think many women of faith feel dating has become more of a challenge today? I think men in the church have an option. They can opt out of getting like a completely surrendered woman because they don't have the obligation to submit. We have the obligation to submit. So the leadership is like, you get leadership wrong, you basically get everything else wrong. This guy I'm not saying it's easy, but he has a better chance if he is in control to lead the woman to a direction he wants than for you to lead a man to a direction you want. So if the guys if the amount of suitors in the church reduces, we basically are then now saying, so now what?
Should we go out?
Well, they manufacture them or give birth to new ones. It's a bit tight. So do you think expectations in Christian datings are sometimes misunderstood?
They're very much misunderstood.
Which aspect, for example, would you say is a misunderstood aspect of Christian dating?
It's like there'll always be challenges.
And
I feel like the moment you experience the challenge in the Christian dating, you're very quick to crucify yourself whatsoever because there's an expectation that is set up for Christian dating, and if you're not following the books of the Christian dating, then you fail. I don't know. So I feel that for me.
Interesting. Because it's a more on strict, like I think, because I get what Lydia is saying, like in terms of
everyone is learning as well.
Everybody is setting this bar that not even everyone is following, so to speak. Like the person judging you is basically saying, why would you do this? Even they
are doing the same thing.
They're doing the same
behind
thing.
doors.
It's insane. So I get what you mean. How about you?
I agree with what you guys just said. Again, Christian dating, not just your own
misunderstood,
church. Not just your own church. Some people, I think so many people are boxing themselves in.
Okay.
So a Christian could be in your workplace. A Christian could be, at secular places, right? It's just a matter of, like, I think a lot of people are just bent on finding them
in the church.
In that particular church.
Yeah.
So that I think people need to.
It's a misunderstanding. Okay.
I think that there is that factor there. So let's just be clear.
I hear you. We'll meet them in the gym. No.
Yeah, exactly. You can meet them in the
They are not
supermarket.
them.
You know, you can meet them on the streets when you're working. Don't just block off opportunities.
Yeah.
Because you have internalized, oh, this is where they should be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You too?
I second everything.
Do you know what I was gonna say? Like, I think a misconception of Christian dating is this whole idea that there is a specific time frame for people to have relationships and they need to be like X amount of time long. And so because we're mixing the worldly view on relationships and the Christian view on relationships, more like modern dating and God's perspective, and we forget that the idea of Christian dating is intentionally trying to align values and see whether we're working together with God. So it's not a time factor. It's like, does your boss, like the company you're going to get hired, do they take, I don't know, many X amount of years? They give you a specific window to see if you're a fit or you're not a fit. And that's the space where they immerse you in like the most complex of dynamics that they feel would bring out the aspects of you they want to see in your role. And I feel like that's what Christian dating is about. But I feel like when people hear this, it's presumed that women are just in a hurry to get married and are rushing men into commitments. Well, you know, as we said, the whole dynamic of purity requires that, you know, if you'd say, because I've been in this dynamic before and I know the challenge of really trying to keep it locked, especially for a long period of time. So, so that's my view. So, but however, we're going to get into the jar question. So what we'll do is we'll go around, everybody picks a question, and the question you pick is the one you're answering. And then if someone wants to chime in on your question, then, so the wisdom is hoping that you pick questions that aren't intruding for you. So we start over to, let's start on that side. Okay. Just pass the jar.
Okay. Let's see.
If it's can read the number.
Okay. What is one green flag that stands out when getting to know someone? Ooh, I like this question. One green flag.
We'll lose.
One green flag. Let's see if a lot of what he's saying, he can back it up with like scripture, especially these like godly men, right? When they come with the facade that they're in Christ and humble and stuff. In the beginning, that's how you'll see it. That's how you take it. But if somebody is able to back whatever it is that they're saying, or their actions are also like that of Christ. That's a good flag for me.
That last part was important. I almost had a panic attack.
Me too. Sorry, I was getting there. I was thinking, guys, like,
have you ever been hit on by a pastor who's misleading you, and he can preach a whole theology sermon?
Because you also have to remember, some people read the Bible as a
novel,
a guidebook, as a
literature,
like an exam.
Yeah.
And right now it's even scary today because most of them read the Bible like that, but they're not convicted of the Spirit.
But
I know what the verse is.
But so you have a random argument, and the person is like, and it even says in the book of
Numbers where the book is. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good grade.
Vera.
Okay.
So that we hope we finish these questions in this part one.
I was trying not to make a sound. Okay.
Maybe you can be taking your question.
Okay. My question is, what does emotional availability mean to you in a partner? So, I think this is a good one because so many of us are moving through life.
Yeah.
And we're not actually present. Like, we're not actually ready to commit. But then you go into it knowing that you are not emotionally
willing, invested.
You're not healed or you're not stable in that way. So this question, I want a partner that is present.
Yeah.
Very, very much intentional, very much, in a position to lead the way.
How would you know that?
So, how would I know that? By action, by doing, see how are they showing up in the relationship? There's nothing to hide. If you're not showing it, if you're not present, it's very much obvious unless you ignore it. Then it's a red flag.
The reason why I'm asking you that is showing up, there's a level of showing up that's very minimal effort, but it looks like extra effort depending on where you're at. So for example, like if you need money, I'm giving a random example. It's not about money, but if you need money and someone gave you money, to you, it might feel like someone showed up, but to this person,
It's
here nor there.
No. This is emotional. So that's financial. So in terms of it being emotionally available, you have to, connect with me on that level. Are you, how can I even put it the best way possible? So do you acknowledge my emotions or how I feel? Some people, they are very quick to block off how you're feeling. They don't validate it. They're like, correct. Yeah, correct. Those kind of little stuff or behavior, as nuanced as it is very much important. So you have to pay attention as a woman or as a man. Do they, acknowledge, how you're feeling? Let's say you have concerns about something and you raise it up and they don't
they don't
validate. They're like, oh, that's not important. Why are you upset?
Yeah.
Some men like, oh, you talk to a man or a woman regarding something that they did.
Yeah.
And you felt a certain way. Yeah. And they'll be like, oh, get over it. I didn't know it was that serious. It's not like it's not that
chill.
deep.
Relax.
Or they don't even sort of celebrate you.
Oh, yeah, there's that. Yeah.
That's also emotional. They don't value you, even when they don't value you as a person, like what you're doing or what you're bringing to the table.
Oh, there's that.
There is that. These are all emotional.
Yeah. They don't take interest in what concerns you,
and only
what
about
stars
them.
you.
What is only about them? Those people are very dangerous people. Any man, any woman that don't, focus or give you attention in that way. Yeah. Like it's just all about their wins. It's all about their business. It's all about
something to worry about.
It's such all of that is very
interesting,
important.
All right.
Your question. This one I think is one of that must be like number 1 or like number 20.
Number 12.
Number 12. Oh, okay, yeah. It's the first one.
All right. So this one says, what is something singleness has taught you about yourself? Am I exposing myself?
Yeah.
About to. Singleness has taught me that I'm very impatient.
Yeah.
I'm very impatient, and I think it's something I'm definitely working on.
Yeah.
I can be very, very impatient. So
True.
Well, we all go with grace.
You all go with grace.
I think I'm probably even with you on that one.
Say
it is
you become so single that you don't have any intentions of being stressed.
But that's the thing. I think I'm becoming so single for a long time. And
everything is usually within your control. You don't have to wait on anyone to do anything.
Exactly.
Like if any single thing starts to stress you, you're like, oh, I'm done. I'm out.
Okay.
Any little stress, I'm going back to bed.
Quickly. Good night. Good night. Discuss tomorrow.
Yeah. Done.
Mine is question 1. What is one dating lesson you've learned the hard way?
Tell us.
Believe men when they speak the first time. Like men say what they've said. We just don't listen. So because I think over time, and I was having a conversation with someone close to me recently who's gone through like a very, painful breakup. And one of the things we were talking, she kept mentioning, I didn't notice this. This person was hiding this. But when she also tells me the story, she would tell me like something the person said earlier on in the relationship. And I'm like, you see, we are only seeing the ripple effect a few years later, and we're like, it was really bad. But the reality is, this guy from the jump had been saying stuff we just didn't think. Because, if you have a good heart, you just don't think that people would say such
wow.
certain things
True.
and say them to mean that. Like somebody would say like something mean and you're like, I'm sure that's
You
not
didn't
what they
mean
meant.
it.
Like I'm sure that's not what you meant. But like, ultimately you realize that you should have just trusted yourself and your, understanding in the first time. So, well.
Love it.
I think we should all pick. I feel I should guess.
Number
she's getting the juicy ones.
17. What does a healthy communication look like in a relationship? What does healthy communication look like in a relationship? Being open. Being able to trust the person that you're with whatever information you'll be conveying.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get scared of how the other person will perceive what they're saying.
Yeah.
Or what they'll think of in not presently, but maybe in the future. The fear of something that they say now coming up
Later.
as something that will be used against them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say Christian. Okay.
Yeah.
So as people, we need to as Christians. No, we need to be okay with what people are saying, and I think create that atmosphere and the presence for people to be able to speak to you about
Vulnerable,
any and everything. Yeah, vulnerable things. Especially with men, like us women, we're very vulnerable. It's very easy for us to open up and say everything that we need to say.
Yeah.
But with men, it's very hard, and I think we need to be soft with them as well, in terms of allowing them to just
Speak their minds.
and just be emotional even with us. Also, I'm joking. That's it. Why were you gonna?
I was gonna say something because on a discussion I've had with Barack, and maybe it'll be one of the episodes. I said something around when we talk about vulnerability, people don't realize that when you express yourself to someone, you have to create. I mean, if you truly say you trust someone and you love someone, your honesty has to come with consequences all the time. So just if you feel that you want to come to me and tell me something, then you have to also allow me to receive this however I want to receive it.
Yeah.
So you get you don't get to choose that you come and confess something to me and then expect that like
you be chill with it.
Yeah, just because apparently now you've come out, I should chill. The true essence of a vulnerable type of dialogue is if I come to you and I'm expressing myself, then I'm saying that, especially if it comes, I mean, and maybe I'm getting this more in context to like, especially when someone is trying to tell you something honest, so that they could build connection or be true with you about something, they should be open to whatever reaction I have. I could take it and I could, so if I get upset should be part of the reactions you expect, but be comfortable. The intimacy comes with us being able to sit in this discomfort with me upset. And then if you genuinely feel that there is no need for me being upset, then there is room for us to have a discussion around reassurance. Why do I feel the way I feel? Why if this is how your actions are, why do I feel the way I do? But I think we live in a society where men withhold opportunities to share specific aspects of their lives with women because they know exposing that might open a hole for lack of trust. And it's because maybe there is a reason to lack trust, like they know that if they were receiving this news, they would lack trust. So they basically, they project what that emotion would look like on their end. And when you choose to pick that emotion, it ends up being like, okay, but I was honest. At least I told you. Most people don't tell you, kind of thing.
Okay. So the next question: what is one area of personal growth you realized you needed before being ready for a healthy relationship? I think naturally I'm quite strict.
Strict in what way?
I'm very strict. I'm a very strict person. So that can come off as being impatient. So learning to be more, give people more grace, basically. That is what I'm trying to get at. So it's not like, of course, I'm not judgy for sure. I'm not, no one is perfect, but my expectations are usually very high. I mean, we should have good high expectations.
I was going to ask, like, do you feel like the expectations that the ones that you feel, because when you've been single for a long time, you might feel that your the strictness is a deterrence to other things, while maybe that strictness is...
No, I know what you're saying. I think I've seen that circulate a lot online.
Yeah,
They'll be like, oh, you're strict or something, you're too strict. Perhaps that's why you're not.
Yeah.
But that is,
I'm like, I agree.
Exactly.
That's why I'm single.
Personally, I don't subscribe to that.
Yeah.
But I think from my perspective, it's more so on being, more gracious, to people, Yeah, so I've learned, I've built on that.
Yeah.
I've worked on it in terms of, giving people grace.
Okay.
Because people give me grace. So it's not like I never did, but, and I'm not talking about deal breakers. I mean, overall. Just, this is everyone living life or growing and, evolving in whatever shape or form. So just,
Got it.
a little bit more grace. And that is what I've worked on.
Yeah, we need to do a patience workshop for all of us, I guess. We seem to be having the same problem.
That's it really. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever walked away from someone you genuinely liked because the relationship wasn't aligned? Oh, yes.
Story of our lives.
Oh, yes.
Thank God it wasn't me.
Yeah, I think...
Very fast.
And for me is when something is not aligned.
Yeah.
When the relationship doesn't feel like we are feeding both each other the way we need to be fed.
Yeah.
Emotionally,
spiritually,
and all those things. I walk away because I'm somebody who likes to be filled in all areas. So if I feel like one is lacking, you'll know something is lacking.
Yeah.
You will see, you will feel it that something is lacking. So I don't know how to pretend
that all is good.
All is good when it's not.
Yeah.
And I think that is where patience needs to come in, because sometimes you can,
Not always.
but not always. Yeah. So
I'm telling you, fight or fright.
Oh,
Ready
the fight
to
or
run.
Because I think relationships are not gonna be perfect all the time. So I think, but then our expectations are still gonna be, very high.
But when we
Me,
talk
I'm just listening to you guys. Me, I'm
when we
just
talk
like,
of
hey.
alignment, we're looking at deal breakers.
Deal breakers.
The alignment
for sure,
is the deal breaker.
100%,
So if those are not met,
Then bye.
you have no business compromising.
No, not compromise.
Prepare to leave.
Just get out. Just go. Even if it started before trying to know whether you're aligned or not. As soon as you figure out the alignment
Did someone
is not there,
you returned your question?
No, I haven't. Back here.
you just
It came
exit.
again?
Yeah, I feel like I'm answering a question.
You can pick
What
another
does
one.
emotional maturity in a partner look like to you?
That was hers.
I answered one of those.
Yeah, you did put it back?
No, it's here.
Oh, okay. Let me take another question.
Yeah.
Yes, since I find some creative answers.
Oh.
Okay, this is, what does intentional dating mean to you? I feel like intentional dating is, let's get raw and dirty, like as soon as possible.
Mapema.
So my idea of intentional,
What did you say?
let's get raw and dirty.
Dirty, raw and dirty.
from the jump.
Yeah.
The whole idea of like waiting for me to finally go meet your folks to understand your village problems, or because I'm gonna deal with this and you're not giving me a heads up.
True.
Let's discuss health, let's discuss money from
How
the jump.
soon?
Good question,
Good.
actually.
So for me, well, unpopular opinion, but this is my opinion. You can do it as you please with this info. I genuinely don't believe in commitment unless you've fully finished your exploring. So if you ever come to me to tell me that, you think I'm it and whatnot, it means you've explored Ashley, Shaniqua, Zelda, and you've looked at everybody you had as an option and you said, you know what?
I still choose you.
I'm a stick beside it.
Stick
And you
beside
choose
it.
me. And if you and when that happens, then it means if I make that decision on my side, I choose you and you choose me, then we have intentional conversations around what that looks like. We might lose each other on very, very trivial things. You might tell me a family disease you have in your home, and I say I cannot handle it.
Yeah.
And then somebody else will be like, I am geared and prayed up for this kind of warfare. But I think it's better to know, and I appreciate like how you guys in Nigeria have, like when it comes to this whole AS
Blood type.
Yeah.
Blood type.
Yeah.
in
Genotypes,
Kenya,
yeah.
we never used to have any.
Oh, I knew my
yeah.
blood type when I was a kid.
Yeah,
We
but
all
we
have to-
nobody.
yeah.
I
Kenya,
ask
we
any
don't do
Kenyan
that.
person in a relationship whether
That is not
they
a fact
that-
check.
I don't even
you
know.
don't even fact check our
It's
not
blood
even a
type.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't.
We don't do it.
Yeah.
So we'll discover those things.
But
One of the things
later.
I've appreciated, and the reason why I say let's discover this, I've learned I'll go to people's villages as soon as we can go. So let me
Or
see.
find out about their history.
Let
even
me
if you're
go.
not physically there.
So that's why
Ask
I'm saying,
questions,
because
yeah.
some people, if you don't know what questions to ask because you don't know. So for example, how do I start? I mean, I can't sit here and start saying, do you have mad people in your home? Tell me about your dad. Tell me, are you aware? Maybe he's also not aware.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was
can I
gonna
tell
say.
you guys an
Yeah.
interesting fact? You know, in Nigeria, I'm Igbo, by the way.
Yeah.
If you are going to marry an Igbo person
Yeah.
or vice versa, we have a tradition where your family, you might not even know. They're going to send somebody to where you're from. They call it
Like a
Ijo
spy.
Ese. No, to research.
So now if it's in Kenya,
Yeah, even in Kenya, yes.
they can't manage. They won't manage. This is not one village like this.
So-
First of all, we are not in the village.
No, it's not about village. See, I think this is where we are getting it wrong. We think we are too modern. Okay, we think we are too modern, even if they are. Of course, I'm not in the village, but
Even now?
even now, yes.
So it's called what? Idioma.
No, Ijoese.
Ijoese.
To ask questions. That's a translation of that. So we explore your roots, where you're from, your family. It's very easy. I know.
Please plug me with the organizers or investigators.
We need them.
We need them.
So in the simplest term, even if everyone is in the diaspora,
Yeah.
it's just as simple as finding out, where they've lived, where they are based, like who were their neighbors or who. Just a little bit of background research.
Me, I don't want his diaspora info. I want to know.
So what about somebody who's like grown up?
Yeah,
out
that's what I'm
there,
saying.
That's
Even
what I'm
never
saying.
been in the village.
So
They don't
That's
know
not-
the person.
That's fine.
So-
Let me tell you guys, from where I'm
Research is very
sitting,
important.
the research matters.
It's very
You
important.
could be in the city, this guy could be as polished as
Yeah.
possible.
Thank you.
When the villagers come to roast, they come from, they don't come from America.
Yeah.
They come from.
So you
from
have to do
their
your research for sure.
Yeah. You don't want to take up.
interesting.
You don't want to take up. I think I don't find. I want to be spiritually ready for what I'm signing myself
Yeah.
up. So,
Absolutely.
and I'm not saying you find out these things and then you're like, hey, this is too scary. But I just want to know what are the things that would set us up for failure from the jump. You don't go blindsided. So now you go, you realize people have issues getting kids and you guys want kids. It's been years, it's 8 years. I mean, do you understand what that would look like? It
It's
brings a
something.
lot of unnecessary strain. It's good to know. And some people have never had to ask people those questions and they've never been asked those questions. So they genuinely don't know the answers.
yeah.
So you just go and do some scouting.
Very important.
Ijoese.
Ijoese. Ask questions.
Oh,
It's yours. Yeah.
My turn. Okay. Do you think women sometimes place expectations on men that we should also be working on ourselves? Definitely. I feel
Yes.
like every
Yes.
time we set up expectations in relationships, you have to be able to uphold the same values you're asking this man to come in with, right?
True.
Do you meet half of the things you're asking the person to come to the table with? If the person is not there, can you do most of the things that you want him to do for you?
Yeah.
I think it's I think you have to both expectations have to
Be aligned.
be aligned.
Yeah.
two-way street.
It's a
Yeah.
two-way street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
How many do we have? Gosh, we
You
still
skipped
have.
me, Amma. I've been holding this
Yeah,
for like
I
a
think
while.
her and-
Yeah. So it's
Oh
Mimi.
yeah. Oh,
See,
over to you. Over to you, President
over to
Kingston.
you.
Although I think this is quite similar to the previous one.
Is it? You want to pick another one?
No, this is good.
Yeah.
Okay. How can you recognize spiritual maturity in someone you're dating?
That one, I think it's a duplicate. How many times is that question?
Have we done this?
In a different way.
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
done
Different
it.
way.
Yeah.
Hi.
Pick something else.
Let's see what
Well, that's good because we're
See when
gonna
Boom
almost
will
run
finish
out of
them.
time. Yeah.
Let me take mine.
There.
I think.
Mercy.
What is something people often confuse with love?
Yes. Let's get
Hi. Okay. I'll
love.
do it again. Something
People confused with
often confused with love. It's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Not hard in terms of like I want to know the kind of like it depends on the audience, right? Anyway,
you.
me.
You.
What is something people confuse with love? In Dubai,
Yeah.
Okay. Fulus. Mafi fulus.
when people make it rain,
Okay.
eh?
Oh, yeah.
They make it rain.
Yeah.
People are like, that's love.
Mm.
Another thing,
Attention, love bombing.
I want
Yeah.
to say attention.
Yeah.
That word.
Yeah.
oh yes.
Some people are just bored.
True.
but
Yeah,
But
some
true
people
though.
have-
Some people are
So
just bored.
they will just confuse. They want to confuse. That's the agenda.
Yeah.
Confuse her. Love bomb.
It's
Confusion,
like a project.
confusion.
they're
Yeah.
playing a game. Yeah.
Especially in church, the attention thing. When a guy looks at you a certain way, when a guy comes to say hi, it's very easy for somebody who's
think-
been single for so long
Yeah.
to assume, oh my god, the guy
And then he
likes
asks
me.
you like questions that
and then
might
he asks
seem
you questions, and the thing is, the questions that people ask in church is sometimes they end up being very deep because you cannot talk about any other thing.
anything else.
I was gonna say, let me
True.
tell you, if there were men having these conversations, me, I'm those dudes.
No, me, I'm those dudes.
No. Oh gosh.
Because I'm the one who asks like, and because I don't know how to have shallow conversations.
That's the thing too.
I have a tendency to like I'd go somewhere and like connect with a guy and the guy feels like, oh my god, like that was special. Yeah. And I just go about my life like no. And and of course I'll reach out and check. Oh, you told me about this. How's this going? I genuinely have no interest.
Do you think you're misleading?
I've been accused of that a lot. And to be honest, if there's something I'm working, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't lie.
It's okay.
Yeah, that one, whoever loves me will just know that this one is not misleading. Yeah. What role should friendships play when it comes to relationships? I feel like for me, I have friendships that will call me out, like if I'm in my Delulu land. Like you need friendships that remain sober while you get, as the other lady said, drunk in love, So
The other.
yeah, we need a bit of soberness.
True.
Yeah. It's you again.
Oh, is it?
Because she was the one who started first and we skipped
No,
her.
actually, it's her.
Oh, you're the one who did first?
Not done.
Yeah, she's already done.
So, I think this one is, what does preparing yourself for a future relationship look like in this season of your life?
Good question.
Wow. Okay. I think I'm ready for the next thing.
Hallelujah, somebody. Hallelujah, somebody.
Hallelujah. Oh my goodness.
Preparation is over. The bride is ready.
She's ready.
Her candle is not going to burn out.
But what does it look like in this?
What does it look
So,
like?
Knowing who you are, I know who I am.
Okay.
I know my worth. I think I've always known. Like, I would categorize myself among the people. When they said the women, they mature quicker than men.
Yeah.
I've always known what I want.
I'm a grown woman.
Yeah, exactly. I think the men actually playing catch up.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
She said what she said.
So, just be prepped. I think the thing would be always be ready.
yeah.
Be on ready, set, go. Right?
So like if a guy if a guy showed up now, since you said you're ready,
yes.
if a guy showed
I know
up,
what I want in terms of when I see this person.
yeah.
I know from the get go that this is a one or the suitable partner because I know
Since
So
with all
the
this
right- the-
impatience, you will be fine.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I've worked on my patience.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to take time to prepare, work on yourself, your patience and everything.
Yeah.
Emotionally and all round.
Yeah.
And just make sure you're ready, because I expect him to be ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Be ready.
Be ready.
Yeah.
I expect
It is well.
I think that's the thing. Like, if men are actively preparing themselves as much as you want women to prepare,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be talking too much about some of these things.
She said what she
So-
said.
She said what she said.
Yeah.
That's a jam. Lydia, I think we're almost done next round.
I love it. You see, when I say I'm strict.
So do you think people sometimes fall in love with potentials rather than reality? Who are you asking?
It's like, hey, whoa.
Isn't that too obvious?
Like,
I think we especially, I want to say in the context of church. I'm sorry, I'm going back to church because we're dating in church.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very easy to fall for potential. In church, it's very easy, especially if you're dealing with somebody who knows the Bible and they haven't been convicted. By the time you notice the conviction has not happened, you're already too late
too
in.
deep, yeah.
Because
You know,
we're busy
too deep
saying
in.
the Lord said, come as you are. You don't want to be judgmental.
No, we are going for prayers
He's working
together.
on
We are doing
himself.
it. So it's very easy to fall for potential.
So, can I ask you guys,
Yeah.
does other aspects of potential, so I know we're talking about potential seeming like the Christian faith, but do you think other aspects of an individual matter, and so potential also sits within that frame? So, because I think I should have said this when we were talking about things that people misconstrue in Christian dating is the concept of unequally yoked. So we peg it so much on religion, and we forget that unequally yoked is also other things.
True.
And so there's the tendency in the church to overlook all other things just because this person is
In the church.
in love with Jesus.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
be realistic as well.
True.
Like, you know.
I'm not gonna.
There was something that popped in my
Lydia.
mind.
But I also think the only reason why we're having that problem where we fall in love with so much potential, I also feel like the understanding of Christian dating has been kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
And I also feel like we don't have churches that speak enough about what relationships are, and that even though they're God-centered, there are many other things that you need to look at.
Outside.
Yeah.
Because it's not just Christianity.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
just the person getting saved and knowing Jesus and knowing how to pray in tongues.
Yeah.
There's so
Yeah.
much more to it in terms of personality and things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think the church are teaching that.
There's a church that I listened to in the UK. I've forgotten the name of this British. He's a Nigerian British pastor.
I think I might know. Is it Light?
No.
Light London?
Are you something?
No, he has like a white type beard, glasses. His son is an artist because he talks about it a lot on in his sermons.
Okay.
I'll find his name and share. I think he shares a couple of posts around that, like it's not just like the spiritual aspect, but for me, one of the things I would say, the areas that I struggle with is the reason why I say it's more than that is as a man thinketh, so is he. And that's biblical. It's not even like a motivational type thing. And so there is a way, when you talk about progressively growing as individuals, if someone is at a particular phase in terms of mindset, it'll be there. A lot of other things need to align for you to believe that you can pull this person to the level you want. And that's why if you ever ask any man, like, would you allow your daughter to marry a man who's still figuring out his career or something, they'll tell you no. But they expect, when they're adults, they expect that women would be able to accommodate that. And I think the whole idea around it is just that mindsets, and mindsets are the ones that, like, you can tell someone's mindset by the way their life looks, so to speak. Whether progressively, even if it's a work in progress, I don't mean just because we're not all millionaires, we don't have a millionaire mindset. But I mean, you could tell how serious we believe the things we say we do by the way, the output of our lives, and not necessarily monetary. It's a mix of things. It's the holistic aspect of things. So when we're looking, when I look at relationships that have been unsuccessful around me, they get as an aspect of Christianity, and then a few things fall off. So they did the, are you born again? Yes.
Yes. Okay, moving on.
Whilst there are so many other things that are deal breakers in relationship.
Do you know how to save
If there's no
money?
money, there's
do you
an issue,
invest?
you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So much.
Can you share a red flag you once ignored and what it taught you? Red flag. Let me tell you, red flag. Let me tell you, Maina.
Tell me, Maina.
Minor.
There's when you find the idea of people obsessing over hey, I'm trying to be careful.
Hey, find words.
Say it.
Find words.
I've realized as with my personality, I tend to, there's a specific niche of individuals I tend to attract, which means I should work on myself.
Yeah. You have a type.
I have a type mentally. There's
type.
a mindset.
And it doesn't align with the other.
And that mindset doesn't align with me. It brings out like a really weird side of me. So it tells me there's like, for me, the discovery was that, hey, I need to work on myself. It's a form of idol worship. But anyway, I think one of the things I think I've found as a red flag is not finding, one of the things you mentioned, that when you meet guys who like obsess over your success in the beginning, constantly saying how, you're the one who has money,
Don't use that sentence with me. You have no words.
Yeah, that's the red flag. There's no further explanation, Your Honor.
Oh, goodness me.
Because it's not even meant to gas you up or to make you feel good.
I know it's supposed to seem like that, you've got your things in order. But let me tell you, no, I don't want you as a suitor to see me like that. I want my boss to see me like that.
Yeah.
Not you.
I'm very dependent on you.
Yeah. Yes.
A question, it will make me answer the same things that I answered before. Is there a relationship myth you think exists in Christian spaces?
Is there any
relationship myth?
Myth.
No, you tell us. Hey,
but it's going to be like the same.
Which one is it?
But like when you're both Christians, believers in Christ, that things will go well.
Oh, that's a myth. That's your myth. Does someone else have another myth?
Yeah, does anyone else? Because that's how I was going to answer this one.
Hey,
Do you have another myth?
Hey, I have a myth.
You have a myth?
That I don't approve of. Hey, this one of...
Oh.
Yeah. The idea of praying for people who are abusive.
Oh,
that's a good one. Oh.
No, stick it out. Stick
Hey, me...
Gosh.
Okay, so this maybe because I have to put a disclaimer here, because I'm not married.
Yeah,
I'm a bit. So I have the flexibility to sort of have like a very independent view because my emotions aren't involved. So I'm speaking from that point of view. But I am not the friend, and I say this over and over. I'm not the friend that will tell you let's have prayers after your husband has beat you up. Me, I'm the friend who'll come pack your bags. And
Likewise.
Only because I think I've been in relationships where I've seen the impact of, forget physical, even just the emotional and the mental stuff, especially when you don't have control and you can see that the other person is not putting in the work. One of the things I don't appreciate, and in the Christian space, is how some of these things are shared as testimonies. You remember War Room? If you've watched the movie, you know how sad it is.
It is sad.
Yeah, like the idea that you should travail in prayer, like for someone who's sinning willingly.
Yeah, there's common sense there. You have to use it, right?
And I know it's all this, again, it's all the principles underlying it. Yeah, not supposed to be forgiving, tolerant, submissive.
What would Jesus do?
Anyway, I thank God. As I've said, maybe it's why I'm single.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Vera.
Okay, my question. What does honoring God while dating look like in practice? In practice, I think we've touched on a few. You have to be intentional, I guess. That is very...
You're really avoiding the...
Yeah, I mean,
She's been avoiding the don't... Yeah.
So
hit it in the nail. We know what you want to say. Why are you avoiding this thing?
Actually, I'm still getting there. Intentional is like a
Land.
overall,
Stop covering it.
and then we go in deeper.
Yeah.
So what does honoring God while dating look like? You have to be sexually pure.
Yeah.
You have to, that is, I think it's very basic, to be honest. Yeah. I think it's a basic principle, but it's quite complicated, obviously, for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a basic principle, but it is complicated because we are in a space where, the world is quite diverse, and dating, you're in the world, you're dating as well as a Christian.
I'm not dating in that world, but...
So, you're in the world, you're not of the world. So, essentially, honoring God means be intentional in terms of, you know what you're looking for in a man. It has to be, godly.
Yeah.
It has to, be in line with what the scripture is saying when it comes to that, when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
Are you honoring the woman? Are you honoring her body? Are you honoring God?
Yeah.
In response to what the relationship is. So I think overall that is it.
Lydia is burning with something.
So you can say
Pastor Lydia, take it away.
When you speak of purity, well, as we say, it's basic.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't basic for a very long time.
Yeah.
The time it became basic, I don't know what, I came across a YouTube pastor who said something like, having sex in the context of marriage.
Yeah.
When two people who are married, they have sex, God
Worship.
sits, it's worship.
Yeah.
So God sits and claps to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when two people who are not married, when they're having sex, there's somebody
Ego.
else who's
Clapping.
sitting.
Yeah.
There's somebody else who's sitting and it's Satan who's actually clapping.
Yeah.
And that thing entered my head.
Wow.
Please,
Miss
fornication.
me with that.
Yeah, that is
me.
what I'm saying. Everyone
Yeah.
have different experiences.
Yeah.
So when I mean basic, that is a basic biblical principle.
Yeah.
But it is. That's why I said we are in the world. So that is why it is now complex in terms of, are you going to go with the flow of the world? Are you gonna, and it's not easy. It's not easy. We slip up, and again, as a Christian, if you slip up, don't condemn yourself. You know what the Bible is saying.
There is that. There is that.
You get at some point you slip. That it happens. When you slip up, know that you have to come back to repentance.
Sleeping up, sleeping up is a sin.
Say.
Sleeping up is a sin.
Yeah.
But
It's a
like,
habit.
It's a
so
habit.
if you pack
It
your
has a
bags,
name.
Slip off once.
if you pack
That's
your bags,
slipping off.
Yeah.
when you
You
pack
do.
your bags
Intentionally.
and then
I gotta live
and
there.
shave.
No, it's actually you pack your
That's
bags
a slipper.
intentionally.
Yeah.
And the excuse of shaving is because we're going to a film tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, stop.
No.
Let's
Sis,
stop doing
sis,
this.
stop it.
Yeah. That's what I'm
No.
saying. When we say it's basic,
Yeah.
it is basic. But I feel like the preaching and the context around it is not properly shared. That is why we have a lot of people sleeping.
Thinking
Because
that
people
all
are
other
sleeping
things,
around
yeah.
because it has not been made basic the way it's supposed. Like the context of it. Like now the way I had it, there's no way I'm having sex and God Satan is taking
Forget
worship.
that.
Heck
I
no.
forget
Hell
that.
no.
Like
Yeah,
the
because it's
warfare.
spiritual.
The warfare.
Yes.
I'm doing
They
that.
don't- These people I don't think understand.
No. So,
Lydia.
Okay. So what kind of personal work do you believe people should do before marriage? Identity. Please know yourself.
Yeah.
Have a very strong ground of who you are. And also just enjoy singlehood. And in that enjoying, just get to identify who you are. By the time you're meeting with somebody, I feel like your identity shouldn't be shifted by in any way, shape or form. Yeah, I think identity is very...
I think also when you add in terms of like knowing who you are, it's good to know like things, environments that you don't thrive in.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you know yourself, but you don't know that you feel like just because you're in a good place, you can survive anywhere. So you put yourself in any space without realizing, this could be good for Lydia, but this space doesn't it doesn't bring out the best in me, maybe because there's a value principle that I have strength in and the other person doesn't, kind of thing. So there's that also.
It's like knowing your strength and your weaknesses. Especially know you're weak. You know your strengths can always be there. But you see your weaknesses, that is where they catch you.
Yes.
So I think it's fully identifying what your
weaknesses
around
are, so that you
and put boundaries now around the weaknesses.
That's why,
not the strength. And that's where we go wrong.
Hey, the weaknesses, those people who pull those strings. There's a relationship you'll go and you'll find yourself in a mental asylum. Have you ever seen you reflected on a time you're in a relationship and you're like, who was that? And if you tell the other people who've been with you, they won't believe that person
actually, after a few years, you'll be like, was that me? You know, that happened.
Even if that person met your other exes and they had a conversation, your other exes would disagree.
Yeah,
say,
that's
it's not possible.
Her.
That's not her. She's never like that. Anyway, how we wrap up this jar question is... Oh, is there one more question?
No,
They're done. So this is the last one is, how important do you think chemistry is in godly relationships?
It is important.
Let me tell you.
Key.
Let me tell you, Mina.
I'm not talking to a wall.
Once all these, when the tough times come, my dear,
do I like
I have to like you. I really do have to like you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's gotta make sense. It's gotta make sense. I think for me, the reason why it matters, I never want to feel like, that whole idea of, I don't want to ever feel starved in a way that I'll have to end up in Egypt.
I cannot.
So like, I don't want to end up selling my birthright out of hunger, like Esau.
I hear you.
That explains everything.
A lot.
Thanks for attending my sermon.
You're welcome.
And I think that's where so many people miss it.
So now eventually, you see when your relationship is boring, now you go out there and then finally, you see that your spec.
Even in the church, I'm looking for my spec. I'm sorry, I'm looking for the things that I still like.
I know. You home and your husband is annoying you. Everything he does is weird.
You know, so many people marry people that they don't even like. You don't have good chemistry. I think that's why there are so much
divorce.
The divorce rate is high.
Okay, so ladies, that was an honest part. That was an honest and thoughtful conversation. So I'm grateful for these amazing women and for sharing their perspectives on this experience. So part one question to close. What is something you wish someone told you earlier about dating?
I mean, be more open, because we box ourselves a lot as Christians when it comes to dating.
I don't think I do that one.
So I was going to say I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Be more closed. Be more closed. I'm way too open.
Protect yourself.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean, you box yourself. People talk about just only in church. You know what I mean? Like only people in church. You don't, again, those people, like they are work in progress. So don't box yourself in. There are Christians out there, Get to know people. Get to know people. That's what that is.
That's your
that's
lesson.
The whole point of dating.
I don't have that problem. I still don't have that problem.
I question again.
Yeah. What? Okay.
So for me,
what's an advice you wish you were given earlier?
Don't date for fun.
Yeah.
Don't date for fun. Especially if you're a very emotional, present type of person. Don't date for fun, because you don't have funness in intentional and present. The fun ones are where you're very closed off. And then also just date when you know you're ready to date. When you've done proper work on yourself, you'll never know whether you've done the work on yourself. But if you feel you're comfortably ready to date, I think at that point, date. So that if you're failing forward. But don't date not knowing whether you want it or not, or you're just doing it for doing it.
That's definitely me too. Learn who I am, because these men will come and tell you who you. They'll.
So actually, that's the advice. Me, I wish that, because this I learned a bit later, was I had a conversation with someone and they said, and this has been said more than once or twice. So you people can say, oh yeah, if 2 people have said it, it is true.
It's
no,
not
it's
true.
2 people or 3 people of the same personality.
Yeah.
True.
So someone said, oh, you're very rigid and all of that. And I asked, you'd say rigid, why? Anybody who says I'm rigid is someone who wants me to, because you can
bend.
only, yes, and the only reason you want me to, if I'm rigid, you're rigid also. Because
How
if,
would you know?
if this thing is that inconsequential,
Yeah.
why don't you bend?
Yeah. Why are you so uncomfortable
Yes.
with my rigidness?
So I've come to realize that I should be confident in the things that I value and I find important. And I'm not really making this about like mundane things, like useless things. But for the things that you stand for, remember to keep those things. Because
Yeah.
those things, when you chip away some of them, you lose your identity.
Yeah.
And along the way, coming back is a tough journey.
Very
recovery
tough.
is very hard.
You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive the person. You need
Reinvent
to ask God
yourself.
for forgiveness. Yeah,
Ah.
it's a long
Yeah.
process.
So yeah. So ladies, that was such an honest and thoughtful conversation, and I'm so grateful to these amazing women for sharing their perspectives and their experiences. I hope you guys had fun.
Yes.
But you know what? We're just getting started, because in part 2, we'll be going deeper into what discernment looks like in relationships and the kind of personal work that prepares us for healthy relationships. So let's see what that looks like. See you in part 2. And of course, if you like this episode, like, share, and subscribe. And, let's grow together in wisdom and love. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love.